Hello, everybody. Again, welcome. My name is Evan. Today's class is going to be Command Overview. So to get started today, we are going to be going to our command login page, which is going to be our agent.kw.com. And we're going to go ahead and enter our KW username and password. Now, I do want to make sure that you are aware that KW username is not case sensitive. However, the password is. So make sure the password you're entering, you capitalize it where needed, add your numbers, and be sure you are not adding a space before or after before you hit sign in, because that will not allow you access either. So make sure there's no spaces. If you're having difficulty logging in, you can always click on this little eyeball right here, and it will show your password, so you can make sure you're entering it correctly if need be. If you're still not able to get in, feel free to click on this forgot password option. This will send a reset link to your password recovery email that you have on file. If you don't know what password recovery email that you have on file is, I will be showing you in just a little bit where you can find that information so you can make sure it's up to date. So once we have our login information, we're just going to go ahead and click sign in. And this is going to take us to our command dashboard. So to get started, I'm going to be going over these couple of sections here at the top. Now you should see command and connect, but as you can see, we do have a third option, command MC here. This third option, command MC, is going to be for Market Center staff only. Or if you hold some kind of leadership role with the Market Center, like a tech trainer, but you're still an agent, you may see this as well. If you are part of leadership and you do not see Command MC, you will need to get with your Market Center administrator, your MCA, for assistance in getting access to that. So this first one you see here, the command, this is just going to be your command platform. So this is going to bring you to this command dashboard that you currently see on my screen. And the one next to it, Connect. Connect is kind of like a learning hub. Connect does have a lot of different classes that are provided by KW University, KWRI. So there's a bunch of different things available here to learn as well. Moving along the top row, this top section here, we're going to go right over to the right, and you're going to see that we have this little storefront icon, which is going to be the marketplace. The marketplace is where you're able to download applications, such as like Twilio, that you can use that connect with your command account. Now, keep in mind some applications such as Twilio are paid services. So make sure you're just reading the details. Make sure you know that if you are going to be using a paid service or if it's a free service. Next to this little storefront marketplace icon, you're going to have your little bell icon, which is your notifications. Right next to the bell is this little red numbers as well. This is just like on your phone or your like your emails or your text notifications. If you're one of those people that don't check those a lot and that number just builds up, that's what this number is. It just shows you how many unread notifications you have. So if you don't check your unread notifications or you don't select them to have them show as red, this number will just keep growing like ours. When you click on the bell, this is going to give you this little pop out. So you are able to kind of filter from unread or your read messages. You can also click on this all notifications dropdown and change which notifications you are currently viewing. So you have a lot of different options for notifications if you're just trying to filter it down to a certain notification you're looking for. Oops, sorry. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click skip over this name right here for a second, and we're going to go ahead and click on this little question mark that's inside of the circle. This is going to bring you to your help and information page. Now, if you ever reach out to us, the Scott Lord Marketing, our team, for any kind of support, there are going to be a very few occasions where we are unable to assist you, and we will let you know, hey, you may need to reach out to KW support for this. This is where you're going to go. So down here, you have this chat with support option. This is going to bring another little pop-up here, and it's going to give you some prompts some links that you're able to that kind of like help you out before you get to the actual chat. And then you have this get in touch option. And then when you see here, it'll show how would you like to get in touch. Most of the time you're going to see live chat. And you can click on live chat, and that's going to open up a little chat window where you're able to fill out some information, and then it'll have an agent up here. Or sometimes there's also a leave a message option where you're just going to fill out a little sheet of what kind of assistance you're looking for, and then a member of KW support will reach back out to you via email whenever they are active. And then also under this circle with the question mark, you do have a couple other things such as post an idea. If you have any ideas for command that are not current functionalities, but you think it'd be great, you can go and post an idea, check if somebody else has already posted it, or you can post it yourself as well. You also have guided tours and the KWRI University, which are some trainings there as well. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and click on our name where I have the little arrow drop down. So I do want to start by letting you know under this section, if you are part of a team or if you say you are part of the Pro Coach account with the Market Center, things like that, if you have two dual accounts, you will see that there is going to be a second account under your other accounts here. So we are part of a team, so we do have our team account here, and it will show you what your role currently held with that account is also. You can see which account you are currently in by whichever account is going to show up at the top here. So if you're part of the team and you never use your personal account, you are able to have your team switch to your default account. So when you log in, you don't have to come over here and always switch it. It'll automatically log you into your team account. I'll show you where you can do that in just a little bit. But you can simply switch accounts by just clicking on the other one. All right, moving down, the first section we have here is our referrals profile. This is going to be the information that other referral agents, KW referral agents, see when using the referral section in command, which we will be going over a little bit. So this is where you can update your referral profile. You do have your My Profile section, which is what we're going to go ahead and give a click, and we're going to go ahead and go into that. All right, so as soon as you click on the profile section, you're going to see it's going to bring you to your My Profile. Now, I do want to let you know that this My Profile, this is public and facing information about you. So this information is able to be seen by people when they go to like KW.com and things like that. Now, this is not the information that is populated on your KW agent website. I will show you in a little bit where to find that. But this is going to be just about a lot of other information that's seen, like I said, like the regular KW.com. You do have over here on the right-hand side the display My Profile on KW.com option. So if you do not want any of this information shown, you can just simply toggle the switch off or on. So scrolling down again, there's just a little bit, there's some about me information here. So name, profile photo, biography, things like that. You will also have your license information, such as your license expiration date, the license number itself, all kinds of that information. You'll have some contact information as well. If you see that any of this information is correct, you are able to click edit and it'll edit, you'll be able to edit this about me section. However, the real estate license information, say there's a digit missing off your license number or your license date is incorrect, that information will need to be updated by your MCA of your market center. They're the only ones that have that backend access, unfortunately. And then the same thing with the contact information. If you need to update that, you can do so by clicking this little edit button on the right. Scrolling down over here on the left-hand side, we have the My KW. So the My KW section, this is going to be internal information about you. So this information is not able to be viewed by anybody other than your market center staff and yourself. So you have things like your KWUID, which this is used a lot of times for if you are going to, if you're registering for like family reunion, mega camp, there's like that sheet that you fill out. A lot of times it'll ask for your KWUID. You can find that here. You have your KW email address. So this is where you can view what, if you have a KW email address and what it is. You can also click on this manage your KW email. And this is going to bring you into the back end. Now, this may look different for many different reasons. So if yours does not, if you click on it and it doesn't look exactly like this, there may be a few different reasons why. But you are able to click on the edit email accounts, and it's going to give you this few different sections. So you have this alias section, which you can create an email alias, which if you don't know what an email alias is, just kind of briefly, it is like creating a second email address, but that email address is just a forwarding email address. So you are able to use that second email address on marketing, things like that. However, the only thing you're going to be able to do with that email is people are going to be able to send an email to that, and it's going to forward into the same inbox as your current primary KW email address here. So I know that's a little confusing. If you have questions about it, feel free to reach out to us, support@scottlowrymarketing.com. We can assist you with that. We can explain it to you. We can help you create one. This forwarding here, this forwarding email address, if you're looking to have your email accounts forwarded, I suggest reaching out to us for assistance with that. I wouldn't really use this too much to have that email option forwarded. It's best to log in and do it straight from inside the account that way. If you're looking to update your KW email address account, your KW email address password, you can do so by doing that right here. Just make sure if you have multiple KW email address, such as the KW commercial or your regular one, you just click on which email address is correct. And make sure you click save password. All right, so moving down, we have our login credentials next. So this is where you have your username, password, and password recovery email. If you click on this edit option, this does allow you to edit your username and your password recovery email on file. So if you ever get locked out and not able to use that login feature from the login screen, you have to click forgot password. This is the email address that it's going to send the link to. So making sure you have that email address updated is highly important. Moving along, we have some more personal information. So home phone number, your KW communications email. This is where you prefer to receive your official KW communications email at. So making sure you have your preferred email here. And just scrolling down, you have other things such as your beneficiary information, profit share, bank account. You also have a primary market center information here. So if you are part of multiple market centers, you can select which market center you prefer your profit share growth and your annual fees to come out of, and which one you prefer your KW monthly fees to come out of. So you are able to split those up too if you'd like. And then over here on the left-hand side, moving down, this last little section is my affiliations. This is going to show you every market center that you're part of. So if you're part of multiple market centers in different states, you will see that there will be different ones here. And you also have your MLS listing information. So if your market center has added your MLS information, this is where you'll be able to see that as well. Just like the license information, adding your MLS information, only the MCA will be able to do. So make sure you have the correct login information for your MLS, as well as the MLS that you joined. Some areas have multiple different MLSs, so just make sure it is the correct one. Now with these My Affiliations as well, you are able to click on the Market Center, which ours will look a little different, but you'll see at the top, it'll have some different, such as like your cap information, company dollar split. So you can track all of that right here through this My Affiliation section also. All right, we're gonna go ahead and click on Command Home. So from this section, if you click on this dropdown, you'll see that the only options it gives you is go to command, go to connect, log out. So you can click go to command here, or you could just click on the command in the top section. But we are going to go ahead and re-click back on our drop name and drop down, and we're going to now go into our settings. So once you click on settings, this is going to show you all of the different applications that are either currently connected with your command account or some preset applications that you are able to connect with your command account. So you'll be able to see the little logo for the application over here. You'll be able to see the name and a little bit of information about the application. As well as right under that, you'll see the email address, that most of the email address that is associated with that account if the account is connected. So if you have, say, you have this like Mandy F at ***.com. Say you use Mandy F at gmail.com, you use Mandy F at KW.com, Mandy F at yahoo.com. That is going to be really hard how to differentiate which account, but you may need to disconnect and reconnect the account to be able to make sure you have the right account connected if you use the same exact email addresses for different email service providers. Otherwise, you should be able to tell which email address it is. Next to that, you do have the status of the account. So if the account is connected, if you have not connected the account, it'll show disconnected. Or if it's one of these applications where you're able to connect multiple accounts, you'll see that it has connected one account, two accounts, something like that right below it. And then over here to the right, you do have the manage options for these accounts as well, these applications as well. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down actually, and we're going to go ahead and go into our command email, and we're going to go and click on this manage button to the right. Now, starting at the bottom of this pop-up, you're going to see the email configuration. Now, emails are sent from KW email address on your behalf. You are able to change the information. So when you send an email, say using a smart plan, this is where you're able to set the name that they see that it comes from, so the sender name. So you want to make sure that this is showing your name correctly, and the reply to email is showing as correct. Now, when the email does send, it's going to send from like an agent.mailer and then some numbers, but the reply to email that shows on that is going to show this email right here. So a lot of times clients get emails and they don't recognize the reply to email. They don't recognize any of the information because this information is not filled out or not filled out correctly. So what happens is these clients will hit spam. And when they hit spam, what happens is, this is a new thing with KW, that's going to affect your email health status. So if you get a certain percentage of your emails that you send out each month, if a certain percentage of those emails are spammed, this email health status will change from good. It'll go to yellow, which I forget exactly what it means, the yellow, but everyone knows yellow is kind of like warning. And then if they continue to get spammed, then it's going to turn red. And then once it turns red, your account will be locked. You will not be able to send smart plan emails. You will not be able to send email campaigns, and you will not be able to send the one-off emails anymore either. So you'll have to wait 4 weeks, and you'll have to take a email best practices course in order to get that unlocked. So we want to avoid that at all costs. So just make sure that you have this information filled out. Make sure that you are your emails are being make sure your emails aren't being spammed at all costs. Now, if you send out a lot of emails from your command, you are allotted 5,000 free emails per month from command. But if you need more than that, so you have a large database, you can always click manage subscriptions and purchase more emails as well. All right, so over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a couple of different drop-down options. So the first section we have is our general settings. Now, when I mentioned that you can switch your account, if you're a part of a team, you can switch your team to be the default account. You can do so by selecting default account. Below that, you do have some notification preferences. Then we have command settings. So this is going to be a few different sections here. So the only couple ones I'm going to really touch on real quick is under contacts, we have our contact archive. If you have contacts that you go through and click archive in your database and you don't actually delete them, those contacts are going to sit right here in the contact archive. So if you have a Joe Chuck in your database and you decide to just archive that and you want to re-enter it, If you do not remove it from the archive first, you will not be able to go re-add it with the same information. So if you put in the same phone number as the contact in the archive, it's going to say, hey, you already have a contact in here, and you have to manage that one first. So it will not let you add a contact in. So make sure you are checking your contact archive. Um, if you need to restore anything from the archive or remove them from there first, make sure you do that. Next, under command settings, we do have connect settings. Connect settings is where you can find your marketing profile. So we're going to go ahead and give marketing profile click. Now, if you are on a team, and I'm going to be very brief with this for the time being. If you are on a team and you are trying to set up your team websites, you do have a team marketing profile as well as your personal marketing profile. So make sure that if you come to your marketing profile and you want to switch to your team, you just do so by doing that. And this should look different. So as you can see, this looks exactly the same. If you are on a team with enhanced or unlimited permissions, or you're the rainmaker, that is the only way you're able to edit the team marketing profile. We don't have those permissions on our team, this team, so you can see our marketing profile did not change. This is still our personal marketing profile. It's not a team marketing profile. If you have any questions about that to set up your team website, send us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. And a representative from our support team there will be able to assist you, or hang out to the end. We can look over it if need be. All right, so on our marketing profile here, this is where all of the information that's shown on our KW agent website or our KW mobile app is pulled from. So to start off, we do have our use my information to brand my agent's site toggle. This is just making sure that if you want your site to be branded to you, you need to make sure that this is toggled on. If you don't want it branded to you, go ahead and give it a click. It will turn it off. I do also want to preface before we do go through all this information that any changes made on this marketing profile, it does not automatically update on the website. There is a delay. So I always try to tell people, give it like a 1 to 2 hour. It normally takes like 20-30 minutes, but give it like an hour or two just to make sure that it does update correctly. If you don't see that's updated within an hour or two, go ahead and reach out to us and we can assist you. All right, so diving in, you're going to see there are going to be some sections we go over that, like my photo here, that are going to have a little red asterisk next to it. These are required fields. So make sure that if there is anything that has a red asterisk, you are putting something there in order to save your work. So with your my photo, this is a required field. Keep in mind any images that you are wanting to add for your my photo or your team logo. The recommended size is 360 by 360. So this does need to be a perfect square. We do also recommend this as well because if it is not exactly 360 by 360, your image could come out distorted. Like you could be really tall and lanky or short and stout if it's not perfect that way. So it's going to distort you, make you look like you're walking through funhouse mirrors. So you want to avoid that at all costs. Moving down, we do have our team logo. As you can see, this is not a required field. However, we do highly recommend having something here. The reason for that being is because if you send out like an email smart plan, what's going to happen is at the bottom of that smart plan, there's a footer, which on the left-hand side of the footer, it has your information with your image. And on the right-hand side, it does have, I believe it's like team information or your market center information. And then there is an image holder there that this image will automatically fill into that. If you do not have an image here, that image will show as a broken image. And unfortunately, there's no way to disable that image from being added. It's automatically there. So we recommend having like a generic KW logo here. If you're not on a team, if you have a personal business logo, putting it here, something, just, anything you can think of you might want to put here, you can do so. And again, this recommended size is the exact same for this one. Scrolling down, we do have my details section. Again, the only thing that is required in this section is going to be your name. But you are able to add more information such as your license number. If you are on a team or if you have like your own business, like your own personal business name, you can put that here as well. You have a section for your job title, slogan, and any designation credentials. Below this, we have any affiliations. So if you have any military affiliations, you can add those here. What's really cool about this is, say you are not from the US originally and you served in the military in a different country. There are different country military forces on here as well that you can add. So you can always make sure you show your support if that's something you want to add to your profile here. Now, if you are not part of the military, there are a bunch of other options, say reserves, or if you're just military family member, there is also a supporter patriot option if you want to add that also. So that's pretty cool. Below that, we do have our bio section. As you can see, again, this is required. We do suggest if you do not have a professional bio set up or created already, just go ahead and put a period in this section. That way you are able to save your work, and you can always come back and add your professional bio later on. Moving on, we have some contact information: mobile phone, home phone, fax, email, and website. Email, mobile, and office phone. Again, these are required sections. Below that, we have Market Center brokerage information. So your Market Center logo or your brokerage logo. Now, this does say recommended size 360 by 360. However, the system automatically kind of adjusts these. So as you can see here, it looks a little tacky and it looks like this would not show anything. However, it does show correctly on the marketing material. If you do not know how to locate your Market Center DBA logo or your brokerage logo, there is this link here that will take you to KW Connect, which KW Connect, you can log in using your KW username and password. And then when you get here, you just scroll down just a little bit to where you see this Market Center logo section. And then you're just going to put your Market Center number right here in this box. So this is the Market Center I used to work for. And then now, not all Market Centers appear here. Not all Market Centers have these logos created. I'm not exactly sure why, but if you look at this information up here, if your Market Center does not appear, you are able to, your Market Center leaders can request the creation for the email office by emailing this email address right here. But you should be able to see your Market Center number, and you can download the zip file by clicking download here. This is going to give you options for these red, black, and gray. There's going to be just gray. There's all different. It's going to download a few different options of these logos for you. And then you can just plug in which one you like here. Scrolling down, we do have our compliance section, which compliance can be very different by state, city, county. There's many different compliance that it differs all over the place. So we do see a lot of these things are biggest compliances like Texas and a couple other states. If your state requires a lot of compliance things to be added, this is where it's going to be added from. Now, if we do your onboarding, we most likely already have this information. It's already added for you. If anything ever needs to be updated, send us an email. We'll take a look for you. You can add legal footer text here. You can also add legal footer links by clicking this. There's going to be a little link option like this. When you click the link, you can just add the title, add the URL, or if you need to remove any, you can just do so by clicking the trash can at the end. There's going to be a legal footer image box here where you can upload little tiny like legal footers images. The only thing that we really recommend being added to these image boxes are going to be like maybe the realtor logo, the fair housing, little tiny logos like that, because this will show up very tiny on your website. It's not big at all. So you can add those there. And then you also have some social media links here. and your Google Analytics ID. So if you don't know about Google Analytics allows you to track the activity on your website. Very helpful. And this is not the only place. There is one other place that the Google Analytics ID needs to be added. That's going to be in the back end of the consumer section here, which I will, if somebody reminds me later, I might forget to show you where to add this to, but I'll go over that when we get to that section. So once everything looks correct, everything's been filled out, you can just make sure you click save down here at the bottom so all of your information saves correctly. And then again, just wait like an hour or two, make sure everything gets uploaded correctly. So now we're going to go ahead and click back on our home icon. We're just going to go back to the command dashboard. All right, so I do want to go ahead and backtrack for just a second. I know I've been letting a lot of people into the room as we've been going. Anybody who I've recently let into the room, if you have any questions about anything that's going on, feel free to go ahead and drop it into the chat, and I'll either get to it as we go, or if I don't see it right away, I'll just get to it at the end of the class. This class is recorded. You will be able to find this video on our YouTube channel, which I did put the link in the chat, or I will go over where to find it again at the end of the class. So, all right, so now we're back at our command dashboard. So your command dashboard may look a little different. Where do you check out emails? Mr. Wan, where do you mean by where do you check out emails? Like, where do you create your KW email address? So your dashboard again may be a little bit different. And that's because you are able to customize your KW dashboard. By clicking this little customize icon here, you are able to select the widgets that you are currently seeing, and you are also able to, where do you see your incoming emails? By logging into your KW email account, which you can do so by going to gmail.com and entering your KW email address and your password. And then you can arrange the widgets over here as well in the order you would like to see them. Once you have everything added or arranged the way you would like it, you can just click apply, and it is going to rearrange the home screen. So the widgets you have your database health, which you can see the the health score, how many people in your database have a phone number, what percentage of them versus other people in your market center, email, address, neighborhood, which these are all of these widgets you see. There are going to be other sections throughout here of these that are going to be more detailed. You do have this agent resource website here. So this one is going to basically be like training calendar, things like that, like things that are coming up in your market center. Make sure that you are aware that if your market center has a whole training calendar, whether it be online, in person, a printout one version, make sure you are aware of your market center training calendar. Some market centers do not use this feature quite yet. So if you don't see anything here, that most likely that they have a training calendar located somewhere else. So just make sure you stay informed with your market center with that, so you can stay up to date. If you are part of multiple market centers, you can click on where it shows the name right here, and you're able to change the market center by just giving it a click. Okay, so you see how that's turned blue. This market center is currently not using this little training calendar feature in here. So you are also able to click edit if you want to add any events. Scrolling down, we do have our tasks section. Tasks, this is going to show you any tasks that you have coming due or that are currently past due. So you see the task, who's assigned to, priority, due date, where is created, things like that. We do have any production updates. This is going to come from KW. This is letting you know that any updates that may be coming to KW command. You can see this week's updates, any updates that may have happened last week's, and I'm sorry, yeah, last week's updates. There's two sections. That's weird. And then you also have, that's weird how they've done it. I've never seen them do it like this, where it's multiple different last weeks. Oh, this one should say next week down here at the bottom. So you see August 7th, but it should actually be, oh, last month. That's weird. But anyway, so then it should say next week also, or next month. And you also have goals. So your goals section, if you have set up your goals in KW Command, you'll be able to see those goal breakdowns here. You can see your most active contacts activity. You have your profit share section. Over here, you have recent leads, any recent leads that may have come into your database. So you have their name. It'll show right below that where they came from. So like your KW app and website, when that lead came in. And you have these three little dots over here that you can unmark as a lead, or you can add to a smart plan option straight from here as well. And then the last one you have is your notes section. So if you want to just jot some quick notes on something, you can do so right straight from here just by giving it a click. All right, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see that we have all these different icons. These are going to be the different sections in Command. If you are not familiar with them, you are able to click on this red square in the top left, and this is going to pop out all the different names of them, or you can just hover over them and it'll show you what they are. So the first one is just home. This is going to bring you back to your Command dashboard. The next one we have here is going to be contacts. So this is going to be your database. This is where all of that information is going to be stored. So to get started over here on the left, we do have our search bar. This is going to allow you to search your database by first or last name, email, or your physical address, or you can just search everything. You do have a filter option to do a filtered view. This works really well if you utilize, say, like tags really often. You can filter tags to where you're only viewing certain contacts that are tagged with a certain tag. It just makes it easier to search sometimes if you're not able to find them through the search bar. Or you can also create a smart view. A smart view is a saved filter search. So if you're constantly searching if you're constantly using a filter with a certain tag, you can save that filtered search as a smart view to where you just click on it and it's always going to pull that same information. To the right over here, we do have our import option. If there's ever one thing that I tell somebody that is probably the most hectic and the most confusing thing to do in Command, it's going to be trying to import contacts through a file. So there is a download template here option where you can download a Command template file and then plug in the information. But keep in mind, there is going to be a header on this file that you download. That header cannot be edited, cannot be moved, nothing can be taken off or added, or it will not import. Everything has to be aligned just perfectly. So I always tell people the easiest thing that you can do is just go ahead and reach out to us, send us the file along with your KW username and password. We'll be more than happy to handle this for you. We've been doing it for many years, so we've kind of got the system down. So if you do want to try to learn how to do this, we do have videos on our YouTube channel that you can watch, pause, rewind if you need to, all that good stuff. Next to the import option, we do have add contact. This is going to be great for just adding a single contact or two. This will also allow you to kind of add more information as you go if you have it. So the only thing required to add a contact is going to be the contact's name. You do have other options such as adding relationships. So if you have a married couple you're adding, we suggest adding them both as separate contacts. So adding John Smith and then adding a Jane Smith, adding all their information, making sure their primary mailing address is exactly the same, and then doing the add relationship option and connecting them that way. The reason we say this is because if you were doing mailing labels and you're wanting to send something out, it's going to make sure that they are put on the same exact mailing label instead of having a John Smith mailing label and a Jane Smith. It's just going to have Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or I forget exactly how it's worded, but it's going to be on one label. So that's really cool doing it that way. And then you just have a lot more great information that you can add about them. You are able to click on add more option. I'm sorry, you're able to requires them add more information such as additional contact information. You have about, so you have more things like their birthdays, their home anniversaries, and then you also have this custom field as well. Once you have all the information, just make sure you go ahead and click create, and it should create the contact for you, no problems. Next to that, we do have these three dots over here, which is going to be our export options. So just as I was saying about connecting the contacts using that add relationship option, you can export mailing labels, and this is where you're gonna be able to find those. And you can also export a copy of all of your contacts in here as well. When you click export contacts, you're going to see a quick message that pops up here saying it should be ready in a minute or two. You'll need to refresh your browser by clicking the refresh button and then check your notifications. So when you check your notifications, you'll see that it'll say your export exported contacts are ready for download, and then you'll just have that download button that's going to be right there on that notification as well. So moving down, we have this little bar right above this gray bar on this white section. Over here, we have our customize columns button. So again, just like the dashboard, you are able to customize the columns by which columns you want to be shown, and then what order these columns are going to be in. So these are going to be the columns right here throughout the contacts. So again, just kind of clicking what you want to see. We're just going to go ahead and change the recently active. Hang on, let me see. So recently active, we're just going to move it down one so you can see. So now you can see the recently active is over here versus the last contact. I do want to go ahead and make sure you know too, because a lot of times people get confused. So these are columns. These columns are, you're able to condense them or make them larger. And a lot of times what this happens is we'll have tags showing like, say like this, and people will think tags are missing. You can expand the column to see all of the tags, or you can always just click on the name to see the tags that are missing. Moving back along over here, we do have these two different view options for the way we view our contacts. So currently this is like in a list mode where it's listing the contacts down. And then there's these four squares that you see. It's kind of like a tile mode. As you can see that these are a bigger view. It doesn't show as much information as it does on the other, but this is just a different view option if you prefer your viewing your database like this. That is completely up to you, however you want to do it. And then next to that, we do have this show option here as well. So typically this defaults to show 1 through 10, but if you have a huge database and you're just trying to scroll through and view a bunch of contacts, you can click on this drop down and view up to 500 contacts per page before you have to page over. All right, so the next thing we're going to go over is bulk action items in the database. You can do that by clicking on anytime you click on one of these checkboxes, so whether it just be for one of your contacts or multiple, you'll see that when you click on at least one, this box appears here. You see it goes away. Or you can also click this box that's going to check all of them that you have shown. But when you click on this, this is going to give you your bulk action items. So if you're trying to bulk archive, bulk tag, whatever you're trying to do to all of the the contacts that you've selected. Sorry, I can't find my words today. So one cool thing that Command recently came out with, which a lot of people may realize, is the only option you had before to email your contacts through Command was either doing an email campaign or an email smart plan. Well, now you are able to do the send email option, which this is going to be a one-off email, meaning you're not doing it through smart plans or the campaigns. This is going to send them just like if you were doing it through your Gmail account. So to start, you see that there's this 2 box showing those those contacts that we have selected are showing right here. So if you are sending to multiple people, whenever this is sent, this person will not see that this person was added on the email as well. So it will send to each contact individually without showing any other email addresses on it. So you can do your senders box, your subject box. You have all these different options that you are able to add as well. So you can change the font size, things like that. You are also able to create an email signature. Now, this email signature, you are not able to add a photo, an image, nothing like that. You can't add a headshot. This is only gonna be like words or links. So for example, I created this as a little to show you. You can have words, and you can also even do like a little link to your website, something like that if you'd like. But you can manage that email signature just by clicking Manage Signatures, and you can create a new one right here, or you can edit recent current ones you've already created. But once you're ready, you can just click send and it'll send that one. It'll send out. Now keep in mind that this does also, this does use out of that 5,000 free emails that you have per month, this does use emails from those. So be careful with that as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and just show you the inside of a contact real quick a little bit. So you do have your contact information, everything that you may have set up when you manually added the contact. You have your contact timeline. So any transactions, anything may have been sent between the two of you are going to show over here. If you have them on any added to any opportunities, smart plans, any tasks associated with that contact, you have any notes, and then you also have saved searches. Saved searches, if you are trying to do that with your clients, keep in mind that your contact must have registered an account on your agent website or on your consumer mobile app. You can tell if they've registered a website because one, you will see this L right here next to the name, but you also see next to the L that there is a greenish circle that has a check mark. So if you see those, that means that there has been an account registered. All right, moving along, we're going to go ahead and look into tasks. So tasks is going to be broken down into 3 sections. You have your to-do, your completed, and your archived. Out of all 3 of these sections, you are able to create a new task from each area. Basically, just like the title of these 3 sections, this section is going to be tasks that have not been done yet, have not been completed. You can see by these different colored little tags next to them. So are they past due? Are they going to be due today, the next 7 days, due later, or no due date added? Tasks you have completed. And then there's also tasks you've archived. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. Next, you have your smart plans. Smart plans are going to be kind of like a drip campaign. It's a great way to automate a lot of communication and a lot of tasks with your database. So we're actually going to go ahead and start by clicking on this library section here. We're going to start over here. So you'll be able to see in this area that these are smart plans that have been created by other agents, by KW Leadership, KWRI, or even like us. We have published smart plans that are going to be in here as well. So you can always look through and see what kind of smart plan you're looking for. There is a search option here, which I always use Thanksgiving. As you can see, looking in Thanksgiving smart plans, there's 281 options. So instead of trying to recreate or create your own smart plan, just look through here, see what's available, see if something fits your needs. It's like, why create the wheel if you recreate the wheel if you don't have to? You can again kind of do the quick view of what the smart plan is for. You are able to view the steps. And then if you're interested and you want to add the smart plan, you can click add smart plan here. Once you've added the smart plan, it will show under my library. So these are people plans that you have downloaded from the library. You can see their name. You can click on the little drop down here and see what day does what. You can see if there's any contacts you have added to it. So let me try to find one. So like this one, you can see that there's the number 2 and an eyeball. So this means that 2 of our contacts in our database are currently on this smart plan. You can click on this eyeball to see which 2 contacts that is. And if you wanted to remove them, you would just click on checkbox their name here and click confirm remove. Over here to the right, we do have some options. You can add contacts. You can edit the smart plan, or these 3 dots you can copy, publish to library, or delete it. Now you are not able to delete or copy a smart plan that has any active people on it. So the only thing you'd be able to do is publish it. And then you have this publish section. These are going to be smart plans that you have created and published to this to the library. So you can see the name of the smart plan, the date it was published, how many times it's been downloaded, and any rating that people have left on it. And then of course you have your create the smart plan option up here if you want to try to create one manually. All right, next up is our referral section. Guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'd be more than happy to assist you with them. All right, brief overview through referrals. We have our referrals overview section. So how many pending invites, pending referrals received or sent. We also have a brief glimpse at our My Referral Network. You can view referral agents and your network information by clicking down this down arrow, about private notes, which these private notes only you can see. You also have the agent stats. And then this referral stats section is if you've done any referral transactions with them, this will break down those stats of those transactions that you and that referral agent have done together. You are able to favorite this referral agent by clicking on this star. If you want to view only your favorited agents, you can click on this star here, and it's going to filter only the favorited agents you've clicked on. You also have this kind of tag option, which this tag option is not like the contact tags. This is just basically like leaving a little tag notes. So you can see like here, it's like KW, Associate Georgia, like little brief memos if you per se about that agent. Next, you have My Referrals. Again, these are going to show you the pending referrals, active. Pending referrals are ones that are waiting for a response. Active referrals that are currently being worked on. Funded are going to be referrals connected to closed opportunities. Lost referrals are referrals that are connected to opportunities that were lost. You have expired or canceled referrals that did not receive a response. Referrals that were rejected, or all referrals. Now keep in mind any of these subjects, so such as like rejected, that could be referrals that you rejected or a referral that you sent and they rejected. It could go either way. The referral map, this is going to be if you're looking for referral agents, you can do so by utilizing this referral map. Keep in mind, only Keller Williams agents are able to be found using this referral section inside of Command. If they're not with KW, you will not find them on here. And then you have the My Network. This is going to, again, show you just kind of like basically on the dashboard section, all of your referral agents. Moving along, we have opportunities. Opportunities is going to be your transaction pipeline. So once you come to the opportunity section, if you are part of a team, this will automatically default to your team sales pipeline. So just be sure that if you're trying to look for your personal pipeline, you just give that a click next to it. So your sales pipeline is going to be broken into your listings, buyers, and your leases. You also have some ratio metrics down here as well as activity. And then it gives you any closings this month too. Each pipeline is broken into a few different sections. So you have cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and closed. And you can see how many people in your database are currently set up under each section. So this number 2 means that there's 2 people currently in this phase of the sales pipeline. Based on the numbers of people you have in each of these sections, will generally base what this GCI information over here on the right is going to show. So potential income, probable income. Keep in mind these numbers, they update and change as you go through and you update information. So these may not stay the same all the time. You're able to create an opportunity straight from this page by filling out this information. When you when you click on create opportunity, make sure when you create an opportunity that the market center information you have here is the correct market center. And that's for if you're part of multiple market centers. The reason I say this is because say you just transfer market centers and your old market center hasn't removed you yet and you're still showing 2, then if you select the wrong market center when you create the opportunity, you will not be able to transfer the opportunity from one market center to the other. You'd have to completely recreate it. So make sure you save yourself the step by just checking which market center you're putting here. To show you real quickly, this is what the inside of the pipeline looks like. So you see this is one opportunity. You can click, drag, and drop. So wherever you may want this opportunity to go to move it through the phases, you can do so by clicking, dragging, and dropping it. You can also just click and it will open up the opportunity details. You have your document section where you need to upload your documents. Your offers and commissions tab. You have notes, and then you have timeline. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next section, which is going to be campaigns. All right, so under our campaigns, this is where you're able to like create paid ads. You can do email campaigns, direct mail, or you can even do social post. So under the dashboard, we do have things like quick post items. We have tips and trainings. You're able to click on paid ad quick start, which is going to take you to the paid ads channel. Sorry, it just takes a moment to load. So under the paid ads quick start, you're going to see that you have multiple different options. So making sure you take a look at these and see what option it is for what you're trying to achieve. So there's things like non-listing multi-image carousel. But you can also see that these are going to post to Facebook and Instagram. Some of them, not all of them. But then you also have a TikTok one too over here, which is cool. If you like TikTok and you want to create a little TikTok work video, you can do so also. We're going to go back to campaigns. So under the paid ad section, any paid ads you may have created, we'll show here under the this section. This is for the legacy, I'm sorry. Anything that you've created using the legacy paid ads, you will see down here. Otherwise, you're going to have your paid ads channel over here like we just went to. Your emails, your email campaigns, you're going to have a little overview within the last 30 days, how many you've mailed, how many recipients, out of those recipients, how many get opened them, and how many clicks you've gotten versus how many were opened. You can see here under the overview that you are going to have the name of the campaign you created, the status of it, so whether it's canceled, mailed, whether it's still a draft, the date, if it was sent, open, clicks, the goal, things like that. Now, on these ones that were mailed, you can click on the name of the campaign and see more metrics. So how many were sent, delivered, how many were opened, not sent, things like that. You have direct mail, which are going to be things like postcards that you create, things like that. And then you also have social posts where you can post directly to your social media accounts. You're also able to click this create campaign to create any one of these and get started. Next, we have a report section. So the report section is going to kind of give you a little bit of an overview of multiple different things. So the dashboard, you're going to see you have total records showing 57 people in your database. Of those 57, 42 are just contacts, and 15 of them were marked as leads. You have your database health score. So 39% of the contacts in our database have a phone number. 77% of our contacts have an email address, things like that. You have your database activity score. So this showing how many people were reached out to in the last 30 days. So 3.5%. Within the last 60 days, 90 days, and more than 91 days. So over here at reports, you can select through opportunity report, goals report, or your database report. The next goals section. This is where you can set up your goals for the year in Command and help you really stay on top of those. You can do so by clicking goal settings, and then it should take you to another page where you can get started with that. But then you'll be able to see the breakdown for your goals. Lead routing, if you were on a team, mostly the Rainmaker, you can see the back end information for those leads, how many each agent received, who received what, how many were worked, things like that. You have your emails section, which this is actually pretty cool. I'm going to change it to a previous month, which you can change the month that you're wanting to see. You can actually go back, click on the year you're wanting to see, and then click on the month, and it'll show all the stats for that month. But let's see. There we go. So right here, you can see that there are campaigns, smart plans, and other. You can select which ones you're wanting to see. Now, account usage, you're going to see that there was 6 emails sent of the 5,000 limit for that month. You can see the delivery engagement here. So 5 were actually delivered, 1 was undelivered. So 5 were opened. There was 1 click. Now you are able to click view details. And it's going to show you the email address that was the 5 delivered, from which one, where they were sent, and the email subject of those that were sent. So you can kind of keep track of what's being sent, what was open, things like that. You also do have an unsubscribed section here. So if you're getting a lot of unsubscribed emails from, unsubscribed from clients, I'm sorry, a lot of clients unsubscribing from your emails, you can view which client those are here. So if you're deciding maybe you want to take them out of your database, you can go back through the month's view details and see which ones they are. Down here, you have your reputation metrics, which this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. If you're getting a lot of your emails spammed, you can see how many were marked spam out of how many sent, and you can kind of keep track of all that here. And then text and calls, say if you use Twilio, you can track those metrics here. The next section we have is the design section. This is like Command's version of Canva. You can create designs in here, and then you can use them for things like your postcards, to go under like direct mail campaigns. If you're doing an email campaign, you can create a design for that here as well. Now, when you click create design, say I'm going to click on print, there are tons of different template options inside of Command that you can use. So if you have not looked into this, there are a lot of different options for a lot of different things that you may be wanting to use. Over here on the left, you have each section. So say you look for a template for a listing presentation. They have templates for that. There's also buyer presentations. If you're wanting business cards, they have, where is it? Business basics. So there's business card emails, business card signatures. I'm sorry, business card templates, email signature templates. There's all different kinds of templates here. So definitely worth looking that over. If anything, just to familiarize yourself for later on. Next, we have the listing section. If you have your listings connected with your Command account, you'll be able to see those informations here. There is this search option where you're able to search listings in your area. It will pull the information over here and say, I'm going to go ahead and click on this. You can see all the property information, just like if it was on your listing, photos from the listing, open houses scheduled, virtual tours, and any other links. Now, the last section is going to be websites. So Command actually just released another new update with these websites. So now when you click on consumer, you're going to have this section that you see here, this agent site section, where you can click on the edit agent sites. And it's going to kind of bring you to this little section here where you're able to view things like your homepage, where you're able to update information. So any of these banner images you can do straight from here. You can update your headline title. So instead of "Let's find your dream home," you can change the verbiage on that if you wanted to. You have your featured properties section. If you want to update your featured properties, you can do so by choosing a center point. How many miles outside of that center point you're wanting featured properties to show. You can do your add testimonials, blog lists, things like that here. If you're wanting to dive into the back end and you feel like you have that knowledge of technology to do so, you can click on the expert mode, and that's going to take you back to this section in the back here, where you can find your URL, you can find your quick start links, any of those custom pages that you've created or your landing pages, you can find all of that back here. Now, earlier when I mentioned that there was 2 places to add your Google Analytics tracking ID, this 3 dots at the top, and when you click organization site, this is that other section that you need to add the Google Analytics ID to. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.